What's up, everybody? I'm Joey.
I'm Jared.
And this is Riffing, where we take a question that comes either in the studio or in the classroom or on those social media comments, and we try and answer it live.
Yeah, we riff on it.
And we riff on it. You know, that's what we all think of when we think of riffing. Cue the theme music. Alright, it's your turn to pick.
Alright, let's go. Want a good one. They told me to sing less. We hear this a lot.
That's a big one. It's a complicated one.
When people come in and they say this, what are they saying?
I think one of two things. So I think they're either saying they want it to sound easier. It sounded harder and they want it to just sound easier. Or the second one is they want it to sound more spoken.
And the rockets, red glare, the bombs bursting.
Or they want to feel the connection between the spoken dramatic intent and the text or melodic line that you're singing. And I think it mostly comes in the second iteration.
I do too. I think that generally they don't actually mean sing less because you're still singing. You are singing. I think it often just means sing differently because Audra McDonald never gets told to sing less. Neither does Kelly O'Hara or Sutton or Stephanie J. Block or Steve Pasquale. None of these people get told to sing less. Their acting is so good that they've earned it. So I think sometimes it's also like, can we get your emotional commitment to act the physical intensity that's required for the type of singing that you're doing?
Ooh. Even more confusing cue for that reality. I think you're spot on. We're not getting enough, or it's not where it needs to be.
You're not in it
yet. And the feedback becomes do less. Which is not actually energetically what you want.
Sometimes I think people just associate like legato with not being speech-like, whereas like we speak generally with a large amount of legato.
You see? Singing is just sustained talking.
Yeah. The only time people speak without legato is when they get told to sing, and then they start to do stuff like this. Yeah. And it's like, no, I have a continuity of line.
Yeah.
So I think that it's generally, we want you to act better, and it could be that you are too loud, or you might have the quality that we don't want. But I don't think it's singing any less. I think it's just singing differently.
Our big three there are either that it sounds harder than it should and they want it to be easy, they don't feel that the dramatic intention is connected to the melody and the lyric, or that it's just not quite where they want it to be yet. They want
you to be more in the given style if you are rounding your vowels a lot, because that's just what you've been trained to do.
Last Christmas I gave you my heart, but the very next day you gave it away.
And then you go to sing a pop song, they're like, I just want some more speaky vowels. I don't think that you're singing any less.
I think that's the important part. A spoken connection to text is singing, is good singing, and is actually a lot of singing.
If you can emote through your singing voice, I would argue that you're acting. You might not be acting in the way that people want you to, but you're letting your emotional self come out, and then it's up to a teacher or an acting partner or a director to guide that. But if that's where your emotional connection comes in, then I don't think it's something to be ashamed of. Because a lot of times people come in who get told to sing less. They feel bad that they came to the art form from singing first.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a bad thing.
Which is not true. Go listen to Beyonce sing Listen from Dreamgirls on the Oprah Winfrey Show.
But now I've got to find my own. I don't know where I belong, but I'll be moving on. If you don't, if you
won't, it's a different connection. It's not text forward. It's vocal forward, but boy, do you get every bit of emotion and connection to text that you want to be there.
But that gets into my whole thing where serving the text and language are metaphors. The word mug is not a mug.
Oh boy.
This is a mug. When I'm saying the word mug, serving the text means filling it with something real. What's real are sound waves and the actual air that we are moving as it goes over our vocal folds. So the real thing are the sound waves. Caring for the text is providing a tone that supports the emotionality that's coming out, which is why there's so many people who say emotions live in the vowels, where logic lives in the consonants. Serving the text is giving yourself as many possible options for what you can do on those vowels. That's actually real. Clipping your consonants to make them more crisp isn't serving text, that's serving intelligibility. But that isn't actually acting. So it's about us having as many options and as much vocal variety as we can, so that way we can fill those sounds and fill the metaphor for whatever we're saying as fully as possible.
I like that. That's not too much for me.
Okay, great.
I like that. I mean, depending on what sort of like philosophical framework you use to guide your perception of reality, some people might have a hard time with language as metaphor, but
yeah. But it is.
But it is.
No. But it is a valid way of thinking about it.
I totally agree. I guess the answer to how to handle that feedback is to, one, not freak out. Two, interpret perhaps what that person meant. Maybe it was under-energized. Maybe it was not necessarily connected to the spoken intention of the melody. Maybe it just like didn't quite match up yet.
It could be a style thing.
But the answer is probably not to do less. If anything, it's to dig in a little bit deeper and do a little bit more.
Probably more efficiently, so we don't see you doing the work. Do the thing better.
Do the thing better, yeah.
Connect more, so that way you can more efficiently do what you were doing.
Do the thing better isn't like a totally unhelpful feedback.
No.
It's like take that next step forward to try and identify what moves you forward closer to your goal in that given song.
Yeah.
And that's on riffing. Yay!
Woo, yeah!
See you next time, if there is one.